My name is Heather Feather. I'm the owner of Rare Bird Medicine. Today we are talking about time collapse. It's funny, in a dichotomy, in a polarized realm, in a duality, there are many ways that we can say that. I elucidate that usually by saying up, down, good, bad, right, wrong, left, right, masculine, feminine. There are many components of this world we find ourselves in that are dualistic and polarized in nature. And that's because when you take the natural, neutral state of your being, which is love, and you introduce the idea of false evidence appearing real or that you can be afraid, when you take the light of your awareness and the truth in the light of your awareness is truth, and you engage with shadow or that which is untrue, it creates a polarity. So we find ourselves in a realm where it's often true that opposite things are true at the same time. And we are operating in a paradigm that's like, more and more and more we're being handed through the neuropeptide programming. Ooh, I got a like. Now my brain chemistry is releasing this chemical I'm addicted to. Ooh, I got a like. Oh, now I'm releasing this chemical my brain is addicted to receiving. Let me get on and get more likes. Because we're in a paradigm where we are being infiltrated into a system that garners our attention through our relationships as we commodify human attention. I don't have to get super triggered about shadow or false evidence being real. I don't have to get into like a real fear-based. I don't need to feed fear. It's just like, okay, this is a thing that's happening. What happens is we kind of can get more and more conditioned to there is a way, there is a truth, it is my truth, and if you don't agree with it, then you don't know the truth. So I want to speak as a soul who studied for 2,000 lifetimes this topic called truth, one way, and today we're looking at time. So a truth about time is that it is an illusion. Now, experience is our greatest teacher, so let's just dip into our experience for a second here. Have you ever experienced yourself, your actual self, with your awareness and your consciousness inhabiting any other space than the place of here and any other space than the time of now? So right now, Heather is talking to you right here. I'm not over there. I'm not in the past. I'm not in the future. But the mind has a penchant for wondering about the cabinet of existence. Now, what I know is that for 45 years, I've always been right here, right now, right where my breath is in the moment of now. Whether my mind is wandering into the concept and storytelling of past or the concept and storytelling of futures. And that's true. I've always been here now. So now is the only time I've ever actually, factually experienced. Because everything I've experienced, I was experiencing in the moment of now. Now. Also, on the other side of that coin in this dualistic realm of ours, fruit rots, the body decays, everything fades away. So there's a component. We also are operating with time and what I like to call the time-space delusion, because we are operating, with I'll meet you there on Thursday. It's one of the ways that we can come to agreements and with our here nows find places we can convene and come together. Otherwise it's like, yeah, I'll see you there in future. It's like, okay, well, when is that exactly? So it's a way we can make agreements. And there are ways in which, because of the magnitude of our belief in time and pasts and futures and the amount of attention and consciousness we shake in the web around pasts and futures, that we really experience the concept of that being valid. Well, I have a photo. This past did occur. Look, there's a proof in the photo. It's like, silly, that photo is a here now picture. You got one in your mind, you got one right there, but it doesn't exist anymore. Whether you have proof of it or not. It doesn't exist. Except for in a multiverse concept. So everything is, it's like we grab for truth, and then we often, many two-leggeds, want to talk about hypocrisy as if there's not a third option of multiple things can be true at once. I once worked with a man that I really loved him and his wife deeply. And I experienced him as a very humble man with many gifts, and a tremendous amount to offer. And I also experienced him as not necessarily in his community being received. One of the things he said to me that I received that I think on often is about time collapse. So even though it's true that time is an illusion, Heather is 45 years old. She'll be 46 in November. And I'm not a baby. That's also true. And as a baby, I have, if I'm going to live a full life, so many weeks in front of me. As a toddler, as a child, as a teenager, I have so many weeks and months and years ahead of me. You may notice children are often like, I'm bored. And I really think that statement has more to do with kind of an unconscious statement of, I have so much time. I'm not like, I haven't figured out what I'm supposed to fill it with yet. I have this tool called time, and I'm not, I'm not at that midlife marker where I understand the design and the paradigm of what it is I've chosen to share here. And so as I'm 45 now, let's say I live to 80. The window of my time of existence in this flesh costume is collapsing. It's shortening every week, every month, every year, every breath. I'm getting closer to the grave than I am to my birth if I die at 80, right? Because I'm already 45. So the window is collapsing. So the question I am asking is, what am I doing with my time? What am I doing with my time? Am I contributing to the time collapse? One of the things I'm doing with my time is infiltrating TikTok. You're welcome. I had a lot of spiritual teachers invite and invoke me to get on TikTok, and I don't want to get on TikTok, and here's why. Because TikTok is one of the ways we collapse our attention to infiltrate it with systems that are more binary based to get us on program with the integration of two-leggeds and technology, which I've studied shamans that say we will merge our bodies with technology. We're right on the precipice of that anyhow. There are already people here that are talking about, your credit card being in your hand and you just swiping your hand across. It's like, no thanks. Did you know computers have viruses too? So not for me. You do you, boo-boo. I'd rather run into the forest and connect with my nature. But there's this component. It's like, I don't want to be on TikTok because it's getting me to receive information in 10-second or 3-minute increments. And I don't want to collapse. If I collapse the way I receive information about a vast topic like astrology, I might have missed several points. I might have missed a bunch of points because there's so much that goes into that, So I'm tickling this conversation called time collapse today because one of the things we are doing as we commodify the human like a battery is our friend may be on TikTok and invite us to get on, and then we get on, and then without even recognizing, we've traded our attention to collapse time even quicker for us. Now we're on TikTok every day potentially. I don't ever use it to scroll through or look at anything. I simply post infiltration videos of like, get on YouTube and learn to play guitar. Take 10 minutes and 15 minutes with your attention instead of 3. I'm just there to infiltrate the system. But there's the potentiality of engaging my attention with the system and just mindlessly scrolling as my brain gets programmed to receive data like this so that I can match the systems that are in place as opposed to like this. The unlimited grace of being able to be still and present in the breath of a now instead of racing through data like a grass gobbling cow. It's like we are choosing to take our precious attention, and we are choosing where we're going to place it. So one angle of time collapse that I want us to consider this day, are there any ways you've chosen to engage with information that collapses the amount of time you spend receiving it? You know, YouTube had these videos and you could post hour-long videos. Then we have Instagram, and now it's like you're going to only post 15 minutes of video. And now we have TikTok, and you can post 10-second videos. And you can get your attention to be so mired in the quickness that you might forget the thickness of the breath of a now. There's meat on those bones. There's meat on those bones. And then there's this other component of, because we have agreed to time and space delusion, because we have agreed to this paradigm, because it hands us something. It's a tool under which we don't have everything manifest at once. It's a tool under which we can look at the creative component of our consciousness and reflect upon how much closer we want to get to dropping separation and false evidence appearing real, so that we can align with our neutral truth of love and the light of love. And so the other component of time collapse is, as you age, as you decay, as you rot off the bone or move towards the grave to become ash in your given days, are you actively deciding how you want to imbue your attention and your time? Because it is, if I live to 80, my time is already shortening. And that's what this beautiful soul that I worked with pointed out to me. He was like, hey, Heather, the amount of attention a 2-week-old has to, if they live a full life, to learn and grow and know is much more vast than somebody at the midlife marker. And I think about this often, that this 2-legged said to me. I was just like, I never thought of it from that angle, but you're right. While we're doing time-space delusion, that's something that is in our sight, that we can consider, that we can pause and consider. So here's something that often happens is we have a vision, we have an intention. I intend to practice better self-care. Yes, Sally, I'll be right there to help you. Yes, Bill, I'm working on it now. I intend to practice greater self-care. Now, I got to tell you, your self-care is not over there. It's not over there in your future. You're either using your time to decide that your self-care is here and now, and the way your steps will rhyme to the rhythm of your heart and earth school and the paradigm, or you are dropping that ball by letting it live in a future that does not actually exist. Make plans and watch God laugh. Life is full of surprises. So we are either folding in to the timeline, into our now, the only place we ever actually are, where our breath exists, what it is that we seek, or we just speak. We just story tell about how one day, here's a one day, you'll be dead. One day you'll be super dead. Your flesh costume, you will be done with it. Good. Everybody gets to go home. You'll get to drop it. But the question is, when you get to that last breath, will you find that you have used your time in a way that matches what it is you say you want? I don't think we need to all want the same thing. I think it's part of the paradigm of abundance and prosperity. We have so much because we don't all want the same thing. Not everybody wants a sari. Not everybody wants a kayak. Not everybody wants a hijab. Not everybody wants a pot of vegan stew. You know what I mean? Everybody wants different things. So can we allow freedom of expression and choice? Because that diversity actually opens up abundance and prosperity in the way we experience our resources. And can we check in? Can we pause? Can we pause the time collapse for a minute and breathe into our sacred now and take into consideration how am I spending my time? Is it truly on what I value? You can go to rarebirdmedicine.com, lots of services there. You can always subscribe on YouTube, like and comment. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Blessed be.